Alrighty guys, we are back on Fog Wrestling. It is time for your late and very out-of-date Monday Night Raw review, but with a little twist. It is coming to you live, or should I say delayed, on a Wednesday morning. So yeah, almost a day and a half delay, but don't blame me. If WWE was good, if WWE was must watch, I would be killing myself. I'd be sitting up every night to 4 AM to watch this shit, but in reality, it's not. And Raw is 3 hours of trash that I really cannot be off sitting through. So you're just going to get my thoughts on the show. I'm not going to go into a full in-depth review of the 3 hours. I didn't sit down and fully watch the full show. I just sat and watched the clips on YouTube, so that beats watching 20 minutes worth of clips. Honestly, at this stage beats sitting down watching the full show for 3 hours. I don't mind watching the full show live, but when it's like 2 days late and you sit down, it's just not worth dedicating 3 hours to. It's really not. So with that said, let's get into it. We kick off with the number one contenders match. Start the show, it's Bayley versus Alexa Bliss. Damage Control come out. Becky Lynch comes out, attacks Damage Control. Then Becky Lynch kind of chases them to the back with a steel chair. And that's the last we see of Becky Lynch. Weird. Very weird. I mean, no follow-up, nothing else with Becky Lynch. She just goes to the back. You've got the champion, Bianca Belair, out there looking like a man. I don't know what's happened to her chest, but she's like getting bigger. She's like adding more muscle, but it's like her boobs have got smaller. So she's just got like a flat chest now. She looks like a fucking dude. Honestly, man, it's weird. I don't get it. It's not a good look. I don't remember looking like this in the past. I mean, I think if you look at Google, man, if you search pictures of Bianca Belair for like 4 years ago, she actually had a good body. She looked feminine. Now on Raw, you looked at her upper chest area and she did legit look like a fucking man. She did, it's weird. Bliss beats Bayley in a very sloppy match, and then after the match, Bliss tries to do the Bray Wyatt move on Bianca Belair, because Bray Wyatt's like logo again pops up in the Titantron. Alexa Bliss holds her in position for like 5 seconds and then she lets her go, and it's like, it's so dumb. I mean, why is Bianca Belair just sitting there for 5 seconds waiting on Bliss to do the move? Surely she could have reacted quicker. I thought it was stupid. But again, it's the whole point is that, oh, Bray Wyatt's controlling Alexa Bliss, Bray Wyatt's doing this, Bray Wyatt's doing that. Let's be real, since they returned, Bray Wyatt's done fuck all. This Bray Wyatt thing is boring, and the Alexa Bliss thing is boring. We're getting little tiny things every single week, and it's not enough. It's not enough, man. Just hurry up and advance the story by now, for God's sake, man. I just don't see what is taking so long. WWE in 2022, everything is slow, boring, and drawn out, man. You probably won't even get to the conclusion to half of these storylines by the time we get to fucking 2032, never mind 22. So I don't know what they're waiting on. I don't know what they're doing, but just hurry up and fucking do it. If they're going to put Alexa Bliss back with Bray Wyatt, why not do it? I mean, for all we know, Bray Wyatt could have another meltdown next week. He could go back into mental health mode and leave the WWE. So this slow build is pointless, man. You may as well just do something while the guy's there. I mean, we're approaching Mania season, and they've done absolutely nothing with Bray Wyatt since he returned. I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to waste another 2 months? I just do not understand it, man. I really don't. I guess maybe they're delaying it for Mania. Maybe they've got nothing to do. Maybe they have nothing for them, or they want to debut this new group, or they want to debut a new Wyatt faction at Mania, so they're trying to delay it and play it out. But the Bray Wyatt return for me has been super boring, and I'm not enjoying it. But Alexa Bliss wins. You know what? Getting to see Alexa Bliss on your TV screen, you can't really complain about that, but I wish it was Goddess Bliss with the biscuit butt. This new skinny Alexa Bliss doesn't really do it for me. She's still smoking hot, but she's went from like an 11 to a 10. It's weird. I want the old Alexa Bliss. Up next we had AJ Styles versus Chad Gable. AJ Styles beats Chad Gable. A surprise, said absolutely nobody. Then we had the Judgment Day versus the Street Profits and Akira Tozawa. And the Judgment Day won. Imagine that, eh? Akira Tozawa in the losing team. Shocker, absolute shocker. Then we move on. Johnny Gargano and Dexter Lumis come out. They're giving away WWE merchandise. The Miz comes out. He pushes over Johnny Gargano, steals back his money. Adam Pearce comes out. And why is Adam Pearce all of a sudden this like mega face GM? Why has he got such a hard on for punishing the Miz and trying to be a face? I just don't get it. He says that the Miz has to give Dexter his money back. Dexter wants to face the Miz. Dexter says he'll give Miz a chance to win his money back if he faces him in a match next week. Gargano says it's going to be a ladder match with 2 bags of money. The Miz has to match the amount of money that Dexter has. I just can't believe this whole feud. They've turned it into fucking money. Seriously, with Dexter, you were supposed to believe that you've got this like legit crazy stalker. But in fact, it's just that the whole story behind this is that the Miz paid Dexter to pretend stalk him, and then Dexter wanted the money. Really? Is that the best creative they had? Oh, I think this is a fucking joke, man. I actually cannot believe how bad and disappointing this storyline was, man. So I was so excited for Dexter when we first seen him on Raw, stalking the Miz, attacking the Miz, and then to find out it's all about money. And the whole thing was like set up at the start. It's lazy, man. It's really lazy and disappointing. Anyway, next week we get a ladder match between the Miz and Dexter. Who knows? It might be good, but I wouldn't count on it. Then we get Io Sky versus Candice LeRae. Nice wee botch here for Candice LeRae, dropping Io Sky on her head. Classic women's wrestling right here. Io Sky gets the win with a big moonsault though, and then Damage Control stand up tall over the body of Dakota Kai. Not Dakota Kai, she's in Damage Control, for fuck's sake. Candice LeRae. But again, no Becky Lynch, so pretty strange. Becky Lynch just kind of disappeared out of nowhere. Then we get Elias versus Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa wins, interferes with Sami Zayn, then he grabs the chair, wraps it around Elias' neck. He's about to do the whole big ass Samoan butt thing in the corner, but Owens comes out, hits a stunner on Solo Sikoa, and then Elias gets up, goes to shake Owens' hand, or at least goes to like thank Owens for helping him, and then Owens hits him with a stunner, a shit looking stunner to be exact. And it's like, I don't know if this guy thinks he's Austin trying to be unpredictable, just stun everybody, but he sucks, man. He's a big boring fat Canadian. This guy's got nothing on Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's sickening that he's actually using the stunner, man. Just because he stuns people out of random, that's not going to get you over, mate. Yeah, Austin can do whatever he wants. Austin could have come out and fucking picked his nose, for God's sake, and the crowd still would have went mental. They still would have loved it. Kevin Owens, no one really cares. I mean, you're just a bit of a big fat Canadian bastard, if we're being honest. I mean, if we're being honest. So go and stun that one, you prick. Then we move on to, what did we move on to next? We move on to Asuka versus Ria Ripley. So Asuka, after having enough of Dominic just continuously getting involved, getting up in the apron and getting bloody physical in the match, Asuka just turns around and blue mist into the face of Dom. Then she turns around though, and Rhea Ripley hits the riptide and then does like a sexualized sort of pin on Asuka. God help Asuka having that big freak on top here, man. But yeah, Rhea Ripley gets the win. Dominic claims to be blind. I wish I was blind so I didn't have to watch this. Come on, Asuka, spit in my face, please. I'm begging you. And I don't even mean that to sound kinky. Just spit in my face so I don't need to watch this shit. Give me some of the blue stuff, damn it. Give me some of the blue stuff. And then we get Ziggler back. I mean, holy shit, we get Ziggler backstage. I mean, who gives a fuck about Dolph Ziggler? I thought the guy was dead. How's he relevant in 2022? Why do they keep bringing Dolph back? What's the plan? Seriously. Dolph Ziggler of all people, man. Why? Fucking why? Then we get the main event, Bobby Lashley versus Seth Rollins. Bobby Lashley is Seth Rollins beat. Referee injured. Referee cannot count. Referee is incompetent. Then Bobby Lashley gets back in a position where he can try and hit a spear on Rollins. Rollins counters the spear into the pedigree, and he gets a pretty clean win over Bobby Lashley, 1, 2, 3. Then after the match, Lashley attacks the ref. Adam Pearce comes out, tells him he can't do that. Lashley shoves Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce has had enough and he says, Lashley, you're fired. But he didn't do it in the Vincent Kennedy McMahon style. Bobby Lashley, you're fired. You know, he done it in a shit. Bobby Lashley, you're fired. You know, it was shit, man. It was really fucking shit. Give us Vincent McMahon back. I don't want this fucking Adam Pearce guy. He sucks. He absolutely sucks. Give me back Vince McMahon. Anyway, that's Bobby Lashley fired, sacked, done, finished, gone, completed. It's like, what's happening, man? We need Bobby Lashley now. All of a sudden, we're supposed to believe he's fired. Probably going to lead to finding out his opponent at WrestleMania. They're going to do Lashley versus Lesnar again. I hope not. Or maybe Lashley is legit annoyed. Maybe he just wants to go. I wouldn't blame him. Company fucking sucks. I'd want fired if I was working on Raw, man. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Seth Rollins is the winner. He will take on Austin Theory. Not sure when that match will happen, but it just doesn't feel important. I mean, Seth Rollins become the #1 contender for a US title. I mean, isn't the US title below Seth Rollins? I mean, how many times has the guy been champion? You know, he talks about pulling off the biggest heist of the century. Oh, I won the belt, the world title at WrestleMania. How can the guy go from that to being happy to be at the United States title level? It makes no sense. I mean, yeah, back in the day, you had your odd, like, main eventer that still competed for the IC belt. When I think of that, I think of people like maybe Kane and Jericho. But Seth Rollins is supposed to be a big deal, so the fact that he's gone back to try and compete for the minor title, honestly, man, it makes no sense. But it's wrestling. When was the last time wrestling made sense? People would argue wrestling's never made sense, but Jesus Christ, at least back in the day, it was a little bit believable. I mean, this stuff absolutely sucks. So there you go, that was your Raw. Not a good Raw. It was a pretty poor Raw, in fact, and it was just strange. Why did Becky Lynch come out with a chair, then you never see her again? You barely get Austin Theory, barely get anybody. Just not a good show, man. I'm going to give it... I'll give it a 2 out of 10, and I feel like that has been generous. That's been very generous, I'll tell you that right now. 2 out of 10, guys, that's it. Let me know what you thought down below. These are some raw thoughts. Don't really have time to sit and watch the full fears. Maybe Becky Lynch did come back. I just didn't see her, man. I didn't see her in the clips. It is what it is. Anyway, that's it, guys. Till next time. Catch you later. Hopefully, next week's Raw won't be late, out of date, and yeah, fucking shit. That's it, guys. Till next time. Peace.